Hi, my name's Mason BRESETT. I'm currently living in Vancouver, BC. I'm a naturopathic medical student. I'm currently in my third year of studies. We're just getting into the clinical portion of things, and yeah, I'm happy to be here, and it's awesome to see Irene. The light bulb moments when things kind of switched for me, Irene, when doing your work and kind of integrating everything into my own practice and school and personal stuff was, I think, when I started your course the first time. I didn't complete it. It was very hard. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the resiliency to complete the program, and I thought it was the hardest thing ever.
Wow.
And yeah, it was super hard. But the second time is when it clicked. So the second time I became more disciplined. I was more into the work, and I was doing the homework. And that's the thing. It's like the light bulb was when I decided to kind of do my own work and to kind of sink into my own body and figure out what's going on in there. Because before that, it was a lot of like external resources and a lot of I would try to bring a lot of external help to my life with diet and like exercise. And people that know me know this, like I'm just like biohacking everything new with like my cold water dips or like my infrared lights at night or whatever. But they just came to a point in time when those things weren't working for me. And it was then when I had to kind of go in and sort of look at in the end of it all, it was a lot of just stored sympathetic energy, I think, that was kind of driving me.
I see.
And that was manifesting as anxiety, a lot of gut health stuff, a lot of digestive issues, and some dermatological skin stuff as well. So yeah, your work has really been like transformational in the way that I look at illness or symptoms, because they're just a sign. And really what we need to know is how to kind of understand our physiology. And your course really allowed me to tune into my own body and seeing the boundaries that I didn't have and the sympathetic mode that I was always running in that I just wasn't aware of until I could kind of settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be aware of it even.
I really appreciate you saying that you, because this is something that many people struggle with, is they start the course and their capacity isn't quite yet ready to dive full in. And this is a common theme I hear with your peers in the program, is that those that are still around, which you were one of them, they'll admit, I couldn't do the whole, don't tell anyone I didn't get through it. But I appreciate you sharing that you couldn't get through it the first time. And that makes sense. And now you were able to dive into it fully a second time. And then that's when you really dropped in. That, I think, is an important piece for people to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was tough to not be able to do the course. And, I think I'm a little perfectionist at heart. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. And that was a sign in itself. The way that my mind has shifted in now understanding the nervous system physiology more and the practices that go along with your work and the exercises, it's interesting because sometimes people are searching just for their doctor or their healthcare provider to give them something. And sometimes that's needed. But with my new knowledge and wisdom on how each of our little innate primal nervous systems are running, I can kind of I can be there on the physical level, and we can do some nutrition and some spinal assessments and manipulations, which are very important, and supplements for sure. But I think the biggest shifts that I've seen in patients and in clients is when they're an active process, when they're really feeling what they need on that sort of more in tune level. And deeper healing really comes from when someone is very empowered with their own health and they're very interested in looking at not only what do I need, but why do I need this, and kind of the shift in that direction.
Yes.
has been really good to see.
Cool.
Yeah.
That must feel nice to see that shift in self-empowerment almost.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it's really a privilege to see that in people. I think if I didn't find your work and all this information and your program on nervous system health and regulation and the Rewire program, I don't think I'd be quite healthy or happy right now in my program. It's been, yeah, it's been just amazing what it has been able to do for me throughout the program, because medical school isn't, it's not a walk in the park.
No.
It's very demanding. It's a lot of academic work and a lot of practical work when you get into your clinical years. But yeah, without the guidance and the skills that I've learned from you, I think I'd just be a mess. I was reaching like a adrenal kind of burnout mode in my second year, and it wasn't a fun year. It was very scary, and we go into the healthcare profession to help people, and the schools do everything they can for us, but there's a lot to learn, and there's so much personal development that comes with being a healer, a doctor, whatever you want to call them. We're very invested in people's health, and we also sometimes forget about our own. So, and I believe like the better we can heal ourselves and really remember who we really are and kind of whole ourselves up again, the better we'll be able to help other people. And it's been a year almost since I took some time at school, because it was tough to kind of burn out and seeing all my other classmates like kind of thriving, but like I'm just kind of taking time off because I couldn't go forward in my medical schooling because something wasn't right. I was dysregulated. My nervous system was taking a toll because I came right out of undergrad. I went right into medical school. Been pretty high paced ever since, and it's really allowed me to develop myself as I move through this program. I couldn't imagine practicing medicine without a foundational knowledge level in like nervous system health. It's kind of like the cornerstone. It's the basis of what everything else is built upon. It's so foundational in our approach to health that we often think that it's too simple, yet it's the primal instincts that our body has. It's the cues that it gives us. It's the awareness that we all should have, but we're always in our head and we're never in our body. And it's, I couldn't imagine practicing without it, just from like a grounding scenario, or really being able to hold space for someone else and having the skills to provide that for others as well. It's been phenomenal. I think what surprised me, Irene, about the work and the nervous system portion of everything was my past sporting career and my like physicality. I was a hockey player, and there was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of hard hits, some concussions. So there was a lot of this old kind of physical trauma that I didn't really realize how much it was affecting me until I knew. And it's a lot of old trauma to the body, and whatever the mind does that with like the implicit memory and all that. I was very unaware of it. I didn't know it was there, but there was a lot of head injury stuff going on that really I didn't even know it was affecting me in like a mood level, a cognition level, like some mood swings, some memory stuff. It was very hard to kind of just accept that and try to work through that. And, as I'm going through to medical school, I'm spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest in essentially my brain. And sometimes it's not functioning all that well. And we look for other reasons why, but it has really helped with my mood and my memory and my cognitive abilities as a physician in training. And yeah, and other things that kind of popped up as I was doing the 12-week system was dental work. I've had a lot of old dental work that I really, you just think about it. I've had like my wisdom teeth out. I've had some fake teeth put in here, like some crowns. And again, like one was like a playground incident. One was hockey, like I got a puck in the mouth. But
ouch.
Yeah, just like the surgeries that went along with that. And yeah, I don't know what it did to my body, but it definitely did something.
Yeah.
And it's something that I couldn't really explain, but I think that one of the times that I was working with a somatic experiencer, I was working with Seth, and a lot of kind of just this excessive kind of sympathetic energy kind of had to just go, and it just like chaos and, you know, like fidget, like just crazy movements, just like a discharge of sorts of energy. Yeah, and that was where that was from. I just had a sense that it was these past injuries that have kind of built up, and wasn't able to kind of like in the moment feel it and be like, wow, that really did hurt, but like kind of just muscled through everything, pushed through, and yeah, in the end, the body keeps track of it all.
It keeps the score, as one of the authors, Bessel van der Kolk, calls his book, The Body Keeps the Score, which is so appropriate considering your good Canadian hockey days with all the hits.
I think that I would wish for people in the health and wellness field to do this work and to really dive into the nervous system work that you provide, just to become aware and know that this is the basis of our body physiology, our body chemistry, our fight or flight. I didn't really know much about the freeze response before I started even doing your work. Like, we never even get taught about that. So it's just, there's so many things that we can learn today, because there's no end in knowledge. But I think that this is one of the things that you should focus on, because it has such great potential to change how you practice, how you get others to change their lives in your practice, and how you can just, be the change that you want to see.